Hi, my name is Camden Harris, and today I'm going to talk about coping skills and how you can accurately use them in your life and everyday living. You go to the next page. Today's agenda, I'm going to talk about coping skills and some facts that come along with coping. I'm going to teach you a hobby that I use to help me cope with daily life, and it puts food on my table as well. Daily life. Eat. What is your diet? Are you eating healthy? Food allows our brain to work more efficiently, so we are better able to cope with daily life. Drink. Did you know that you're supposed to drink 8 glasses of 8-ounce water, or 8 ounces of water a day? And if you wake up and drink 2 glasses of water, it will jumpstart your internal organs. And it actually helps with flushing out any chemicals that are in your body, and it helps you with a lot of things. And I found that the more water that I drink, the more better able my body works, and the more I'm able to just function. And once you get that functioning down with your eating and your drinking, then you'll be better able to cope with daily life, because whenever you're not eating and drinking, it really puts a damper on your coping ability, because it forces you basically to be a child, and you are bound by your own problems. Yeah. Alright, next slide. Alright, having healthy eating and drinking habits might be something that you don't struggle with, and that is wonderful, because a healthy person makes healthy choices. People are like sponges. Whatever you put into a sponge is what you're going to get out, dirty water or clean water. This sponge idea correlates to the media that you are watching or the friends you surround yourself with. Surround yourself with positive things. And I can't say that enough or stress that enough, because in my life I've definitely been through a couple different situations where I had friends, and it wasn't them, it was just situations. And I wouldn't say that they're bad people, but some people would. And sometimes you really just have to listen to others and be wise to what you hear, because if you don't have good things around you and you're not surrounded by positive things, then you won't have the ability to focus on positive things, and you won't be able to cope, correctly. And then for your next slide, now I'm going to start discussing coping. And that says, keep calm and use your coping skills. Coping is the various ways that you deal with everyday living. Some people run when they get stressed out, and some people drink their liver away. Most of the reasoning in our ways we cope is perspective and perception. Our perspective, it's what we expect or expecting to be something particular in the future. And then perception, the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. There we go. And then so the next slide talks about perspective. Perspective, we have to see a future and a ledge to hold on to for coping to come more naturally. Once you have a foundational perspective of where the road is leading, then you are on less stress. And getting from one place to another is a lot easier when you know what direction you're going. And that really goes with perspective. And whenever you're setting and you are seeing things, you have to see them correctly. And you have to have some kind of perspective about yourself, a higher perspective than what you might have now. Perception. Taking in information and processing it is a dual act of intelligence that allows us to cope in healthier ways. Focus on good things. Do not discount the bad things, because distasteful things really just allow us to have a vast contrast from good and bad. Having contrast in dealing with daily life is wise, because you can meditate on the good while in the bad. Keeping your mind on something positive is always great. And people perceive you as a better person, and they perceive you as a positive person. Whenever they do that, then they hold you to a higher standard. So then you will hold yourself to a higher standard, and you won't be caught in your daily dealings of dealing with people that look at you like you're nothing, when you know that you are high above what they think you are. Let us finally talk about coping skills. I've led you through enough good coping mechanisms. I've led you far enough. Here are some good coping mechanisms and what they involve. Meditation and relaxation techniques. Deep breathing. Allow yourself to detach from the situation is wise. Time to yourself. Take time to yourself. And that means just take 15-20 minutes and allow yourself to just meditate on what is going on in life, and just find the peace in life. Daily activity. You can walk or play the Wii. You can, I don't know. It's not like running. You don't have to run. It's just about having some kind of physical activity. It doesn't have to be strenuous. It just has to be something that you do more than than anything else, or more than you do other things. Reading. Find something you enjoy reading. I don't enjoy reading at all, so I have found CNN, and so it's the only thing that I really enjoy. So I have it update to my phone, and it updates all the time, and I really enjoy reading it, and it's let me deal with situations. Sometimes I get it frustrated. I'll read something, and then I'll go back to what I got frustrated with, and just kind of allow the situation to dissolve. Friendship. Having people around you that allow you to be yourself. Being yourself is one of those things that people don't take really seriously, because they think they have to fit in, and it's not about fitting in. It's about being happy with yourself and being happy with those around you. Fitting in, you'll never fit in if you're trying to. It doesn't work like that. You just have to be kind, be positive. That's how you get people around you that are kind and positive. Humor. Laughing releases endorphins that cut down stress. I used to have a friend, and me and him would drive around, and we would fake laugh for like 2-3 minutes, and then we'd just start laughing, and it was so great, because I'd actually it was great. And then we'd go to the supermarket, and we'd talk in weird, we'd act like we knew a different language whenever people didn't, and we just thought it was hilarious. And that was our sense of humor. I mean, we probably didn't fit in, but we were happy. Hobbies. Find something to do with your hands, and that's what I'm going to show you here in a little bit with this fly fishing pole. Pets. I got a puppy, and she is awesome. She helps me cope with lots of things. Sleeping. 8 hours of rest a night will let you meet your full potential. And it allows you to grow. You get actual rest instead of just laying there, and it's very, very good sleeping. Nutritions. I've already talked about that at the beginning, so just be wise about what you're eating and drinking. Make sure that you're drinking enough water. Bad ways of coping: drugs, excessive alcohol use, self-mutilation, ignoring or storing hurt feelings, sedatives, stimulants, excessive working, avoiding problems, or denial. All of those are bad ways of coping. The first two, drugs and excessive alcohol use, and mutilation, are all self-induced, and it's all just you not really caring, or you trying to care, and it doesn't help at all in your situations. It's just about getting past that situation without abusing a drug, a person, or anything. Stimulants and sedatives, both of those have really bad effects on your brain whenever you take them. They pull off a lot of your serotonin and endorphins. You have so many neurons that are just messed up, and you have so many things in your brain that cannot work correctly because of sedatives and stimulants. Excessive working and avoiding problems, I feel like those are both in the same, because I feel like a lot of the dads I used to know that would work all the time excessively were avoiding the problems at home. And it's totally understandable, because they have a lot on their plate. But excessive working will lead you to wear yourself out, and you can't really cope whenever you're not yourself, just like when you don't eat enough, drink enough, or sleep enough. Denial is the stage where you do not see that in yourself, and you cannot face that reality that is your reality, and so you see yourself as something different. You might see your alcohol or stimulants as the only thing that gets you through the day, and your denial is the only thing that gets you through the day is your positive attitude and your ability to cope with daily living. Next slide. All right. All right. So I'm going to talk about fly fishing. All right. This hobby allows me to mark off some of those things on that back list or that other list. I have time to myself. I do a physical activity. I use my sense of humor to cope with the fish I do not catch. It fulfills my hobbies quota, and it gives me nutrition if I catch a healthy fish. After a long day at school or work, this is my way of reflecting on perception or perspectives while maintaining a positive perspective. Humor really helps me with coping. Self-deprecating humor has been my lifetime when I have missed my goal, but I am still playing in the game. It forces me to be honest with myself while laughing. Self-deprecating humor has always been very helpful because I mess up a lot, and it's good. And let us get the next slide.